This is the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dory Stewart.
Welcome back to the FXBG Neighbors Podcast, where we share the stories of our favorite local brands. I have a special guest joining me today. We've got X, and he is with Fredericksburg Free Closet. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you. It's nice to be here.
I am really excited to learn more about you and the Free Closet. So let's start there. Share with us, tell us, what is the Fredericksburg Free Closet?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. We give away free clothes to anyone who needs it, no questions asked. People donate stuff in, very nice stuff. Something I learned is we have a lot of stuff that's sitting there not being useful, and I try and repurpose it and give it to people that need it the most. A lot of people living on the streets, some lower income families, some kids, but it's very simple. People clothes get donated, I re-give it out, and it's a nice flow through the community.
Nice. And is it mostly clothes or is it other items?
Yeah, it started with just, a couple of my brother's clothes. I was volunteering at a free market downtown, the Table at St. George's, and he was about to give some clothes to Goodwill. My mom said, no, just take it and see if you can give it to your, shoppers there at the table. And I said, okay, so it was just kind of a few men's clothes. And then as people started, they just went off the shelves when I put them out. And so other people started giving me more clothes, and it started out clothes, shoes, accessories. It's kind of branched to like sleeping bags, tents. Now I'm starting to get home decor and microwaves. I'm turning into a free Goodwill. I'm trying to focus it. But yeah, if someone gives me something I think is useful, as long as I can manage to carry it and give it to someone, like I'll take it and give it away for free.
Nice. Well, it's so important what you're doing, and I know the community thanks you for it. It's a lot of hard work. And
Yeah.
so tell me, how do you get the items to people? Are you storing them and they're coming to you? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I just call myself like a mobile closet. I have a cargo van that some generous person donated to us so I can carry lots of stuff. I bring it out at free markets and free like dinners and some school events. And I kind of just set up with, portable racks, try to make it a shopping experience. People shop. I do that a couple times a week, and then I re-put it in my van. Then it comes home in my garage. And I know my wife's here somewhere, but it's not the favorite thing that I have in my garage. But that's where it is now. And the ultimate goal is to have kind of a storefront, like a free store. Where, hey, you can come in during these hours, shop, everything's free. Again, we don't really have limits. We figure if you need it, come get it. And we get so bombarded with items. Like I've partnered up with lots of different stores. Actually, a new one, Uptown Cheapskate, next to Wegmans. They love what we do, and they say, hey, do you want all the stuff that we have that we didn't buy, and people want to donate? And I say sure, and it's all young, trendy stuff. And so we just have lots of good stuff to give out to people. So my goal is just to have as many events as possible to get it all out. And every week, whatever people don't take, I redistribute to other nonprofits in the area. And then a fresh new batch of clothes come in. So it's always new clothes for people. And I mean, they're really well dressed at this point.
What a great community we have. You are partnering with places like Uptown Cheapskate and other places like that. They send it to you, and then you're able to get it out there. And then if you can't get it out there, then there are other nonprofits in the area that can get it out there. So how lovely is that you've got multiple organizations working together for our community? I love it.
Yeah, and a lot of the other places, Provisions for Store and Spotsy, Manark, downtown, they all are supporting the community too, and stuff that their people don't take, I try giving away. My people don't take, I give it to another one. So an item of clothes that gets donated probably goes to 6 or 7 different locations or pop-ups before finally it gets, there's a place I don't know much about it yet, I need to research, but that will recycle all the cloth and do something with it. So that's probably the ultimate where it goes if no one wants it across the board. But yeah, it's really cool to see it happen, and everyone's been super amazing. I kind of started it just as an accident, and I said, I'll just keep doing it if it's helping people. And one thing led to another. It's 40 hour a day or week job. No pay, but it's been awesome to see.
So, okay, so talk to me about that. So no
Yeah.
pay. So you're doing this completely just
Yeah.
out of the good of your heart. If there are people listening that want to support you, how can the community get behind you and help you with your mission?
Yeah, if you go to fxbgfreecloset.org, I have things to donate. Again, the eventual goal is to get a storefront, which costs money for rent.
Mm-hmm.
And since I don't sell anything, I rely on either grants that I'm starting to apply for, different shopping centers around town, different groceries will give me gift cards to pick up stuff, and then but it's mostly just donations that I do, and I figure I'm kind of one of those people that just go with the flow. And if it's working, just keep going and seeing and putting it out to the world, because, one or two people might listen and say, oh, I have this, storefront here that's been sitting, dead for 2 years. I'd love it to do good while we're looking for a new renter, or something, I don't know, but,
Mm-hmm.
that's the goal. And so it's whatever people donate financially or clothes, we accept gladly. And we just keep doing the mission.
Yeah. And you have a storage unit that that people
Cool.
can come and check things
Yeah,
out too.
that's my newest thing. If during the pop-ups, if they don't take the stuff, I have a storage unit that I'm gonna
Mhm.
line and make it look like kind of a store,
Yeah.
and we'll put racks outside with the red carpet so you can walk in, shop, go into the unit. And that's another avenue to get stuff out in the community before it gets recycled or sent to other places.
Hmm.
It's been kind of nasty out, so I haven't done one yet, but that is kind of an intermediate, kind of a first step to see what it's like to have a store. Do people show up? It's just a different experiment than, where I go. I usually go where people are already congregating. There'll be like 100, 150 people already going for food. And so when I bring clothes, they're already there. They get like two necessities at one spot. It's like a perfect marriage. So to have the clothes by themselves, would just be interesting to see what type of people come, how it works, how much stuff they take. Some of these dinners, again, a lot of them, are unhoused, lower income, so they just take a bunch all at once. Like I'll give out around 1,000 to 1,300 items every single week just from doing 2 events. So the
Wow.
storage unit idea, maybe, I don't know how it goes, but it's fun to experiment. So that is, yeah, in the next month should be my first pop-up there.
Nice. Yeah, it is very different when you're going to them and they're not necessarily expecting you to be
Yeah,
there. I'm sure it's just a gift to see you
yeah,
there versus people who are seeking and maybe aren't in as big of a need, but still are
yeah.
in need and they can come to you. So you're serving a brand new audience in that way, which is really important.
Yeah, and where the pop-up is in South Stafford, so it's like you need a car. I think there is a bus stop nearby. It's near Giant,
Mm.
so it's a different audience for sure. But that's something I learned, that there's a lot of people that look like they're fine financially or mentally, and they are not for whatever reason. So kind of just saying, hey, here's everything we have, and our community, as you mentioned, they're so loving, and there's so much. I don't want to say wealth, but there's so much abundance of things that we all have. And so when people
Mhm.
donate, like I of course thank them for it, but it also feels like they are so thankful to like help out and to participate in giving and knowing that they contributed. So it's kind of a win-win all around. And then obviously the person that gets it, loves it. So 3 different parties win just from a simple, transaction. And it's interesting because, I don't have a storefront. So unlike Goodwill, I can say, oh, just drop it off at Goodwill during these hours. So people kind of have to go out of the way to find me at the coffee shop, or I'll meet them at different like Targets and different locations. In this day and age, people want it fast and quick, and I'm not that. So like the people that meet me, like to me, they're very special because they took the time out to meet and didn't just hurry up and dump it at Goodwill.
Yeah. What are you finding when you're out meeting people? What do people need? So if people are listening and they
Yeah,
have, a bunch of stuff around the house that they know that they would love to donate, what are you
yeah.
finding people really need?
The number one thing is casual stuff. So like sweatpants and hoodies and tennis shoes are like by far the most popular.
Mm.
And I get a lot of women's stuff. Women are very good at going through their closets and big hearts. And us men, we're slow, or for whatever reason we don't like to to go through our stuff. So I'm always short on men's stuff in particular. But I started a lot of people, like some companies that clean out and declutter, like decluttering companies. They'll go through people's bathrooms and say, hey, like all these half-used lotions or half-used perfumes that people don't use. Normally they go in the garbage, but I said, hey, give it to me, because like lotions and pretty smelling things, like that's a luxury for my core audience. And so they'll give me it, and people love it. They're spraying it and they're getting changed and they're walking and strutting, and everyone has their style and their signature scents and stuff. So that's been an interesting new thing in the last couple months. And bikes. A lot of, contrary to what a lot of people think, like there are people that do work and want to work. And sometimes it's just transportation. And I don't know if you've tried to take the bus, buses around here, but it takes a long time to get to certain places. And so giving people a bike, they can get there super fast. They're in control. It's not that expensive. There's no gas involved. So that's been a huge thing where I can give bikes to people and then they have transportation to work, so that's been pretty cool.
Amazing. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So tell me a little bit about your background. How did you get into this? I want to know.
Yeah, well, this particular thing is just totally completely random. I went to school for graphic design and like kind of media arts kind of thing at James Madison years ago. And I accidentally stumbled across like the blog world. I had been like about to get married. I was like thinking about buying a house. So I just kind of literally Googled like, how do you budget? I never was bad with money. I was never good. I was just somewhere in the middle. And I came across all these people just sharing like, here's how I save. Here's how I pay off debt. Here's how I invest. And they would show like real life, like financial, like net worth, like here's my net worth. And, people talk about money, but not details. And so that drew me in, and I said, well, I could start a blog about how to save money and drinking beer and how to, whatever. I was in my 20s, but it took off. Like so many people, because I wasn't talking financial jargon and, I don't wear a suit and tie, obviously. And so that kind of made me, because it's had a lot of traffic and then a lot of money for advertising, it became a business. So it was kind of like an accidental entrepreneur. I had to learn how to market. I had to learn how to do accounting. I had to learn how to do all these things. I had a podcast at one point I was telling you earlier about. I was experimenting. And that lasted for about 15 years. It became very popular. I ended up selling, a blog, which, it was just my writing and my thoughts, but because of all the traffic and the money. And that kind of set me up enough to where I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a break from hustling all the time. I'm just going to chill at a coffee shop and read. And I came across someone that was homeless, and she just, whatever reason, like stuck to me. I kept thinking about her, and she's like, why don't you come volunteer and learn about the community? And I said, okay. And so I volunteered for a year, and then, I accidentally stumbled across the clothing thing. And, I just love help. That community to me, it's interesting. At one of the free dinners, oh, by the way, anywhere in the city, there's always a free dinner and always a free lunch and sometimes free breakfast. So, and there's free food pantries. Like our city is amazing. But at the dinners, there's like 100 people and they're smiling and they're laughing and they have so much community, like more so I'd say than many of us that are in the suburbs, because they all get each other. They love each other. There's drama and there's all that stuff too. But it's just like, it really struck me, the community. And it struck me doing the closet, like how everyone still has their own style. Like I thought if you needed a shirt, I would just give you a shirt and you'd be happy with it in the beginning. And then I was like, no, like we all, right? Like you just don't want any old shirt or color that you don't like. So that kind of stuff was super fascinating to me.
Interesting. Interesting. So what is something that you wish the listeners knew about the free closet?
I really don't know. I mean, I guess this sounds stupid and weird, but I think that I accept money because everyone loves to give me clothes, which we need to operate, but like stupid stuff like having to buy trash bags and clothing racks and hangers. Like I have to find a way. I try to barter, or again, like I'll try and get like these little mini grants from grocery stores so that I could buy stuff. Yeah. But the money, like operationally, like I want people to know that I accept. And I'm not just saying that just to like hopefully get more, but like that's probably the one thing that people don't know they could do. Oh, and quarters. So an issue that I'm trying to solve, and Micah downtown is also trying to solve, is a lot of people that are living on the streets, they get an outfit from us that they love. Mm-hmm. They wear it for a few days or a week, and then they have to trash it because they have no means to do the laundry. And the laundromats, maybe cost $8 or $9, $10 to do. So I'm kind of trying to say, hey, maybe people can give quarters and I can give them to people to do laundry, and that'll make the clothes last longer, make them feel better, and need less clothes to give out too. So the laundry thing, that kind of threw me for a loop. It makes sense once you say it out loud, but I didn't realize that in the beginning. Like, wow, that's why so much clothes is going out of my closets, because they'll come in and they'll go to the bathroom, throw away their clothes, and get a brand new set of clothes. And some people are just that way in general, but a lot of people want to keep what they have on. They just have no means of cleaning it. So they're forced to get new clothes.
Yeah. So if the listeners want to contribute financially or clothes, what is the best way for them to go about it?
They can go to the website, fxbgfreecloset.org, and just reach out to me through the contact form. My cell phone number's on there. They can text me, call me. I'm faster at text than calling, but I will call you back. And then usually I'm like, hey, I'm at this coffee shop for a few hours. Stop by anytime. Any of the pop-ups we do on Monday night, and we do on Tuesday afternoon. You're welcome to stop by and see in action, but then also you can also give your items there. And that's pretty cool because you could bring in a shirt, and before you're like handed to me, someone intercepts. It's like, oh, I love that shirt. This is so cool. Can I have it? And you get to see it in action, like your item going to the direct person. And that's my favorite thing probably about this whole project, of like how fast and direct it is. Like you give something, I give it away usually within 24 hours, maybe 3 days, depending on when you give it to me. And it's like already in circulation. There's no like fuss, and it's very simple as I can make it, at least. And so, but yeah, so those are the best ways. Come to a closet or just reach out to me and I'll figure out a way to meet you somewhere convenient.
Amazing. And then if there is someone listening that might be in need and they are interested in finding you, how can they find you?
Yeah, same through the website. I'm also on Instagram at FXBG Free Closet and Facebook. And people will reach out and say, hey, I'm this size, this is what I need. And I do my best. I always have the items, but I don't know the style. And I just hate giving someone something they're like, oh, like cringe, and I have my certain style. Like I like ripped jeans, I like t-shirts. And so I sometimes accidentally give them what I like and they might not. So the best case, they come to the closet and they can shop for themselves and, with other people. So we try and make it as judgment free as possible. And in that regard, there's another closet called Community Threads that's off of Route 3, right next to Batteries Plus, right outside of the city. And they have a storefront. We partner with them, and they're open Mondays and Thursdays most of the day. So that's another spot people can come and shop in a store experience of getting items. So that's another resource to know about.
Nice. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
it's cool.
Thank you so much for all that you do. You are a gift to our community.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate you sharing the free closet with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and hi everyone listening and viewing. I'll see you around downtown probably, so I'm always at Anita's Cafe. That's where I saw you at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see you around town.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com.